Welcome back. It's the Kovacs Report, and we're going to continue our reviews this week with Absolute Wonder Woman number 10 by Clea Thompson and Hayden Sherman. Now, I actually really like this book. I wasn't sure about it at one point, but it's really picking up, and I'm starting to really enjoy what Clea Thompson's doing with this character. I think it's actually quite unique, and that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to go through this book page by page. I'm going to give you my thoughts, so please read it beforehand if you haven't already. I don't want to spoil it for you. Like the video, and hit subscribe if you can. That would be fantastic. So let's dive in. Now, Diana is infiltrated this, what will we call it? Complex. There's sort of, I think it's like this government place, and it's all sort of laid out like a mythological maze. Now, she's there because she's pursuing what she thinks could be another Amazon, which is really a big deal for her because she is basically the last Amazon, as we know. Now, while she's there, she's met Ferdinand the Minotaur, okay, and she's come up against a new villain called Queen Clea and her menfish, as Diana calls them. We'll get to that later on. Now, this book is actually beautifully drawn again. A lot of people don't like Hayden Sherman's art on this character, but I think it really, really works. The whole absolute line, you know, at the beginning I found it quite hard to get into, but I think its whole point is turning everything upside down. It's, you know, subverting expectations. It's going as far away from some things as you possibly can to create something new. And I'm telling you, it works really well. So I did want to, spend a moment to talk about the art because I'm absolutely loving it. Anyway, while she is there, she has found this young girl. Now, I've done my research, okay? Apparently, she is a naiad nymph, right? And these nymphs, and I've written some notes, are specifically associated with freshwater bodies like rivers, streams, lakes, and fountains. They are often depicted as beautiful young women and are considered life-giving and nurturing deities, sometimes even possessing healing or prophetic powers. So she's pretty cool. She also doesn't speak. Now, we're back to the big fight. So this is where we left the gang at the last issue. The Minotaur was fighting off Queen Clea's minions, these little fishmen, these menfish. And the fight progresses. They roll out this catapult and they fire it straight at the Minotaur. But he's a big boy. He's like, run, I'll protect you. Get Petra, that's the young girl's name. Let's get her out of here. And Diana's like, I will come back for you. You know, we leave no man behind, not all Minotaur for that fact. Now, Queen Clea, she's not happy about this, so she sends her guards to chase after them and some of her guards to take their Minotaur back prisoner. So he's not dead yet. Now, this book is beautifully, beautifully done. And these flashbacks, I think, do add quite a lot to the story because Diana is usually depicted a certain way in comics, right? You kind of see her as this ultimate warrior, you know, and that's all she is. She's a warrior, but with heart sometimes. And this really does delve into that moment because I don't feel it's explored quite enough as it could have been with the whole Wonder Woman Diana character. So here we have these flashbacks where she's down in the Wild Isle of Hell, and she has to fight this big beast, this panther here, who looks extremely menacing. She's very young here, very, very young. And you see Cersei here very worried for her, which I think she's dealing with those emotions of actually being worried about this child that she thought she could never love, but she does unquestionably love. And she's given her axe. She's given her axe to go out and fight the beast. Now, the beast is expecting a fight. And this, again, is a really, really interesting part of the story, right? Because you expect her to just go out there swinging and be the victor, you know, smash him down. And this thing is saying, right, you will fight me. She's like, I'm not going to fight you. And we go through this story about, look, you know, there's lots of beasts on this island that are vicious and this, but that's just their nature. That's how animals are, you know, they're just animals. They're not attacking for any other reason, or that's their existence, you know? And she said, I'm not going to attack you because I don't need to fight you. You know, and he's saying, well, that's your weakness. You know, I am strong. He said, well, I'll bite you. I'll only fight if I have to. But he takes he takes a bit chomp out of her arm there and takes her axe away, and she notices this animal behind her. And that's when she steps in. She steps in to defend the weak, you know, and people that can't defend themselves. So that's what gets her to fight. And she does, but she does not do very well. And Cersei runs and gets her injured as the beast looks over. Now, this was some kind of test from the last issue. I can't remember because it is quite deep. But while she's there nursing her back to health, praying she doesn't die, she is visited by Hecate. Now, Hecate says, everything we do is to fashion her into a weapon. We love the child as we love few things, but do not be confused by the reason for her existence. So they are trying to create this warrior. And Cersei is talking, saying, yes, but she's a warrior, but she's also has this compassion, this kindness, and she's saying, well, that's what kind of makes her special, and they're like, good, we didn't even expect this to happen, but it's not just because, she's an Amazon or anything else. This is just her, this is the kind of person she is. And in fact, this is probably a good thing for what we want, because they do this thing about that women are usually ignored and go unnoticed. They're considered weaker, but because Wonder Woman, who she is, when she goes into battle, people underestimate her, all right? And they won't know what to expect from her. So that would give her an advantage in battle, as well as the fact that she is an absolute beast of a warrior too. So they are building her up for some reason, which they're alluding to, and they're saying there'll be others to help along the way. So it's really, really interesting. I do like the flashbacks. Anyway, back to the maze in Area 41. Wonder Woman is trying to get Petra out of the building, and she finds the mark she left, and this is like the portal back to her sort of house, her home little base where the rest of the gang are waiting. And she throws her through there and says, I'm going back for the Minotaur. And that's what she does. So the girl walks through, she collapses, and there's this weird little moment here that they're figuring out what to do with her, and we jump straight back. Now, in the tunnels, in the sort of the maze of this Area 41, some kind of weird gas has been released, and it's starting to mess with Diana's brain. Okay, and that refers back to that cool cover. And she starts seeing things in a very, very different light. She's not sure what's going on. She's disorientated, but she's fighting it. She's fighting it, and she's following where she thinks she needs to get old the Minotaur back. And there is the Queen, waiting for old Queen Clea. And she goes, seeing you now, I see the truth of you. An Amazon quite rare, and a prime candidate for the pit. So she's going to chuck her in this pit. Okay, there's someone else there as well, referred to as a scientist. There's someone else in there. I think that might be someone she's gone to rescue as well along the way. But anyway, she's starting to fight the drugs off, and she is deciding it's time to do something. But before she can, the scientist is thrown into the well, and she dives in to save her, of course, because she's Wonder Woman, right? Now they get to the bottom, and there's loads of flowers there, and these flowers are also sort of, I guess it's the pollen, or emitting some kind of hallucinogenic effect, and they're like, don't stand on the flowers, it will make it worse. So Diana drops some kind of magic vial of something to try and counteract it, and she's starting to clear up, and she sees this flaming beast with a hammer charging towards her. So that's the whole issue. And you know what, I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. There's a couple of moments which I think was a little comedy added into it, where it was completely unnecessary. It's a moment where she refers to these like fishmen or menfish, and she throws one over her shoulder. It was sort of comedy that just didn't feel in place with all the seriousness that's going on here. It was totally unneeded, but that's just a minor flaw, and it doesn't detract from the fact this book is really, really good. It's such a great exploration of Diana as a person, as an Amazon, and as a warrior. And I think Kelly Thompson's really hitting the mark every single issue. So this is a thorough thumbs up from me. I love this blood-soaked faced panda. That's not a panda. Panther. I absolutely love it. I hope we see this panther again. So all in all, fantastic job by Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman. Thoroughly recommend it, and I can't wait to see what happens in issue 11. So those are my thoughts. Please do let me know yours, and hopefully once you've liked the video and subscribed, we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.